When will you learn? You think everybody on the internet must be a thief? If you watch my video carefully, you will see that I'm not the hype guy. I look for true value. Let me show you what I mean. This is the first value proposition for cryptocurrency. It outdates Bitcoin, and that's digital money or store of value. This came before Bitcoin. Some people do not know this. You think Bitcoin was just the first decentralized money that worked. No, there were many other attempts that did not work, and Bitcoin was just the one that succeeded. It had the right technology to succeed. Emphasis on technology. I stress on the technology because that's what actually made Bitcoin to succeed and the rest fail. It wasn't about the money pouring into Bitcoin because in the start, no money was pouring into it. In fact, the earliest recorded price of Bitcoin was somewhere around 0.00099. There were websites giving free Bitcoins every day. Nobody wanted anything to do with it. But because it had the right technology and the right value proposition, it slowly gained adoption. The adoption for digital money or store of value. Now, what's the size of this market? Yeah? How much is this market actually worth? Well, that market is worth about $900 trillion. And we're talking global investments and assets, yeah? So it's a humongous industry. What's the next thing that came after Bitcoin, yeah? What's the next thing in crypto that came after Bitcoin? You could say, well, it was Dogecoin, it was Namecoin, it was Peercoin, but we're talking about the next value proposition. Similar to Bitcoin's digital money or store of value proposition. Well, it was smart contract platforms and programmable ecosystems. The king or queen of that was and is Ethereum. But by the way, in this digital money or store of value, you could put XRP here, you could put Litecoin here, but I'll just tell you this point blank. Nothing will beat Bitcoin in this particular category. Bitcoin has already taken the crown. Just forget about it. Here in the smart contract platforms, you could put Solana here, you could put Cardano here, but Ethereum has gained a lot of adoption already and is sufficiently decentralized. So it's going to win in the end. Just forget about it. Now, I'm not saying that a lot of the coins I've mentioned here can't go up right now or can't go up in this alt season, because a lot of you seem to just see things in the now. Most of you don't think more than 2 years, yeah? We're talking 10 years, 15 years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years here. So this is not for people who can only see things in the now. So what's the market for smart contract platforms and programmable ecosystems? Well, we're talking about a $36 trillion industry. Basically the financial services industry. So when you see these figures, that's 36 trillion here and 900 trillion here, you start to understand why some figures by people like Michael Saylor can actually happen. When he says that Bitcoin can go to $13 million per coin, upon looking at this, you see why that is actually possible. Just that it will take a very long time. Sometimes he says that it can happen in 10 years. No one knows when that will happen, but it's possible. Now, after the smart contract platforms and programmable ecosystems, what did crypto do next? Now, note that just under this category, there are many other things that come as a result of this, yeah? So DeFi comes here, lending and borrowing protocols like Aave come here, oracles come here, many other things come here. So it's not just this. This is like a broad way of saying it, yeah? So after this is what I think is next. Now, the beauty of this is that we are very new to it. The overall crypto industry is a very young industry. But when you go by category, they become even far younger. Yeah? So this is a very young category here, meaning that we can compare them because there are not a lot of them. As we talked about before, Bitcoin really just succeeded because of its technology, not because of some, hedge fund talking about it or investing in it. No. It was the technology that made it succeed. Adoption just came over time. Ethereum was the same thing, even though it did introduce smart contracts in crypto, because you'd know that the founder of Cardano, founder of Polkadot, they all built Ethereum with Vitalik Buterin, yeah? They just separated to go and create Cardano, some other version of Ethereum, Polkadot being some other version of Ethereum that is a lot more interoperable, but they all built Ethereum. So this is a very powerful This is a powerhouse right here. So it only stood the test of time because of its technology, not because of money. Crypto people need to start seeing some of these things by virtue of tech, not just, money. price. This is what many people in crypto that's what you think about. You only think about price, 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 price. If you were only thinking about price, you would have left Bitcoin a long time ago, because this thing was dumping by 95%, 85% all the times, yeah? So you would have left this thing if your main focus was on price. You would have left Ethereum as well. Don't do the same mistake here. Now, after the smart contract platforms and programmable ecosystems, we got the decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Now, these networks are associated with storage, computation, and connectivity. So here we have the likes of Filecoin, Arweave, ICP, Render, Helium, and STRATOS or STOS. Now, I marked Render and Helium because they are for the connectivity part of the DePIN sector, yeah? So I excluded their market here as well. So what's the market size for global cloud computing? Well, it's about $900 billion. And this is growing every day. As we already know, AI will only get bigger. So the global cloud computing market will only become even more ginormous. All right, so I believe STOS is the chosen one. STOS or STRATOS is the chosen one. And I base that off of its technology. Just like Bitcoin succeeded because of its technology and Ethereum succeeded because of its technology, not because of its price. Again, we have to remove ourselves from always having to think about the price. If you want to see something that may succeed later on in the future, you must not look at its price, look at its tech. Yeah? How is it better than the others? In our video where I took this comment, I actually talked about why STOS is better than Filecoin. Perhaps in another video, I may talk about why it's better than Arweave and ICP. Yeah, but for now, this is what I'm going with. You can do your own research, go and compare and contrast all of this with STOS and tell me where you think they are better or any of them is better than STOS. Again, only look at the tech, compare the tech. Use things like consensus mechanism because that will let you know what the incentive is to mine any of them. Use things like decentralization because it's literally decentralized physical infrastructure networks. So it must be decentralized or at least built to be decentralized. You can also use things like how it sidesteps the blockchain trilemma. And if you hear anybody talking about any of these coins, ask him this question or her this question. How does it sidestep the blockchain trilemma? Ask it in those exact words. From the answer, you will already know if they are bullshitting you. If they ask you that, oh, what's the blockchain trilemma? Just know that they don't know what they're talking about. Or what do you mean by sidestep the blockchain trilemma? Just know that they have no idea what they are talking about. Another thing that you should look for, and this is going really close to the price idea, but you should look for how does the project implement scarcity of the tokens or coins. Those should be the core things that you want to know. Again, bring me any DePIN crypto that you think the tech is better than this. I'll probably make a video and it will look like a debate or something, but bring me any that is better than this. I guarantee you there is none.